What's good, yo? Boys and girls, let's talk about what happened with Pablo Mari first, because I want to get that out of the way. Pablo Mari and Holden was playing in the under-21s against Chelsea and letting two goals in the first 45 minutes. There was a level of rustiness there, and obviously Mari, he did have some good moments. He was really strong in the air as well, and he looked composed playing the ball out from the back. He was really vocal with the guys at the back, but look, a lot of rustiness and still not up to game speed. Same goes with Rob Holding as well. Holding just doesn't look at the races at the moment. Still needs quite a few games. He was out for quite a long time, guys, and when we did put him in, we saw what happened when he was giving balls away across the centre line consistently. And these guys, I'm sorry guys, it's just going to take time. We're in the most important run in this season where we have those 12 games left, but not so much of 12 games, but the next few games are really going to factor in how much we're going to make the top four. So listen, before I go into the top four, I just want to also say big shout out to Bukayo Saka. After a fantastic display over the weekend, he's come out and said he really does want to be a winger. But what you guys have to remember is what he's doing really, really well is as a winger. When he's playing high up the field in the final third, that's where he's making all the difference. He's been good defensively, yeah, but he's been excellent up front. There's a big difference with that. And I think that for those people who are talking about whether Kieran Tierney is going to be sold to Leicester or whether we're even going to put him on the market, at this point I would have to say no, because I think that you can really get away with factoring in that you can have Saka playing on one wing and Pepe playing on the other. That, guys, is dangerous. These are two guys who have the ability to run with the ball and go past defenders, and also assists. Pepe has 7 assists and Saka has 8. That's 15 assists between these guys. They're very young, and these guys have got so much of a ceiling left. They're still developing, and this is what they're doing. So all we really need to do is get that number 10 position sorted out, that supporting role, whether it's Ceballos or whether it's Ozil or whether it's Martinelli. I mean, Martinelli's young, he's still got plenty of time to develop. And obviously the two in the middle, Aubameyang and Lacazette. And I think you just interchange that as much as you can. I don't personally think that Aubameyang is probably going to be here after the summer. And you know what? Let everything land where it may. We'll deal with that when it comes. But at the moment now, I would definitely put Kieran Tierney on that left-hand side and have him play behind Bukayo Saka and have the two of them just destroy teams on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, that partnership between Bellerin and Pepe will develop. It will get better. It will improve. So let's look at where this is all going to go. There's a lot of talk out today, and if you haven't heard it by now, Song from Spurs looks like he's going to miss the rest of the season with a broken arm. The arm seemed to have been broken at the beginning of the game, so he played 93 minutes with this, and the adrenaline is what kept him on. By now, obviously, after the game, the swelling would have gone up. He would have been assessed with x-rays, etc. He's gone. They've already got problems with Harry Kane. And listen, these guys are winning and playing by the skin of their teeth. If you take out who arguably is their best player, I think they're going to struggle. And look, they still have Lucas. They still have a few decent players. They still have Dele Alli. But I can't see them being the same without Song. Song is just their impact player as far as I'm concerned. He's a player that makes things happen. He pounced on that mistake from Villa and was able to earn them the 3 points. Otherwise, that game was a draw. They're going to have to go the next 12 games without that. And look, people can say what they want about Harry Kane. I think Song is their best player. I really do. They have a better record without Harry Kane. So that tells you all you need to know. So I think that's one Arsenal can cross off the list. We just got to do them over when we play them, as simple as that. As far as Arsenal making the top 4, look, I said it in the forums today on 101, and Tom Aston as well agrees. Carl Weston, all of you guys are on board. But listen, we have a tough run in, but the game against Leicester, the game against Everton, the game against Spurs, those are 6-pointers. Yeah, those games will swing it either way. We can't end up with draws on those games. And that means that we'll be able to I mean, Everton's 2 points ahead of us, right? If we win this Sunday, we're a point ahead. So that automatically eliminates them from the charge. So guys, it's in our own hands. It really is. And I believe that this team definitely has the defensive ability to do it. It's whether we have been able to keep up the offensive side. These goals that we had against Newcastle, if we're able to even keep that level up where we can get more than one goal in a game, then that would be a blessing. Look, we went away to Stamford Bridge and scored 2 goals. The biggest thing that I think in terms of where Arsenal are is the amount of shots that we've allowed opponents to have. That has drastically gone down. Drastically, by 60 to 70% under Mikel Arteta. And that's a huge change. Some games where we were allowing 25 to 30 shots a game. We've been averaging roughly about 10 to 12 shots under Arteta. So that's been improved by over 50%. So I think in that respect, I think we'll be all right, guys. I think we really will. But it's in our hands. If we win those 6 pointers, a lot of things can happen. We'll have a lot of things in our favour. And 2 of those games, guys, are at home. Yeah, so listen, we've just got to chase the pack as well as we can and then sort of take it from there. So where we are at the moment, it's a big game coming up against Everton. And listen, they've done pretty well under Carlo Ancelotti. Nobody can complain. I mean, his expectations is high, and that's really what's lifted the team. But Arsenal, on their good day, yeah, I think can take anybody. Look, let's put this into perspective. Those draws that we had were just teething, yeah? We could have lost a few of them, or we could have won a few of them, but they were teething. What you guys have to understand is if you take all the teams in the top 10 over the last 6 games, all of them have lost fixtures except for Liverpool and Arsenal. And Liverpool are running away with the title, yeah? It puts Arsenal in good stead that we're sitting there at 10th. And this is a team now in Arsenal that very rarely lose games at the moment. So if we can take that momentum and climb up the table, I think that we're in a real good position. I really do. And we're going to see how that works over the next few weeks. But I think that they have what is in them to do it. I really do. We're going to be getting Turney back. We're going to be favouring ourselves as far as the injuries go. And we still have those guys, Torreira, Martinelli, Lacazette, whether he starts or whether he gets benched. We still have those guys that can come off the bench and make an impact. And we saw the impact it had against Newcastle. We had those bodies that came in, they were fresh, they were hungry, they were running the channels, and they literally destroyed them at the end of the game. And I think that that's something that we have in our locker. We definitely have the squad to do it. Regardless of what Arteta thinks about them, regardless who's going to stay or go in the summer, regardless of where everybody's head's at the moment, we have the squad to get in there. And this is without 5th place. This is without what's going on with Manchester City. I think that we're in good stead, guys. And it all depends on us really having the ability to build on that Newcastle victory. Seeing Pepe come out and seeing Saka come out and just destroy Newcastle was a blessing. And I only think that our strikers are going to thrive with that. There could have been more assists. There could have been more goals. Had that Nketiah goal gone in, he would have deservingly got what he needed for his effort. Yeah, he put a lot of effort into that game, defensively as well, and including Pepe. Pepe would have had 3 assists had that goal gone in. Pepe was just all over them, and he was delivering cross after cross after cross. And when you're doing that, which is something which has been lacking with Arsenal of late, when you're pumping in that amount of balls into the box, as a striker, you know that you need to get onto it. You know that you need to increase the runs that you're making. You know that you need to factor in when Pepe's got the ball, he is going to deliver it. So get your backside into the box. And I think that that's something that now strikers couldn't really anticipate that previously. And now they can. So that just makes us a little bit more dangerous. And I think at home we have to create that fortress that Arsenal had previously in the Emirates Stadium. And look, Newcastle, they got the brunt of what Arsenal was building up to. And I think Everton's going to be very wary of coming to the Emirates. Be interesting to see how Carlo Ancelotti approaches this game. Will he come in a little bit low-key, a little bit defensive in stature? Will he pack the midfield with 5 in the midfield? Will he just go out all out attack? I don't think he will. I think that's stupid. I think it's a ridiculous factor to go to the Emirates and go all guns blazing. I don't think that's a good idea for any manager. But I think Carlo Ancelotti, if he plays it safe, if he goes a 4-5-1, a 4-2-3-1, which he likes to play, or 4-3-3, I think he's going to come under a little bit of trouble. But it really it is against us, because the one thing that Everton does well is they break well. You know, they have players who can run with the ball in 2 or 3 passes, can have a shot on you. So you have to be very careful. And I think that we're probably going to see that Torreira Saka partnership come back. I think Ceballos will probably be rested. Definitely going to be a tactical advantage for each coach if they get it right. And if we can pressure them, if they sit back and we pressure them, it's all over for Everton. It'll be 2-0, 2-1 to Arsenal, 3-1 to Arsenal. If Everton come out and attack us, then that's a chance that they're going to have to take, and then we can pip them off. But they're a very dangerous team. They will score on anybody. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And look, guys, for now, I'm going to go with Arsenal 2-1, home win. And that's going to be the beginning. Well, last week really was the beginning of our renaissance. But I think that this game here will solidify, because we haven't really put together that many back-to-back wins. And now we're on a roll. I think that it's going to create that confidence that the players haven't really had. They've had confidence in the system. They've had confidence in their own ability, but they haven't really had the confidence to go out there and get a result. And I think that we saw the swagger, didn't we? We saw the swagger and the dances after the goals started pouring in against Newcastle. And I think that a win against Everton will bring that back. It will bring the much needed swagger back to the team. And listen, that will be it, guys. I think if we get that and back-to-back wins at home, that it's going to be dangerous. And the teams at the top will have to look out for Arsenal, because, as I said before, there's only 2 teams in that top 10 who have lost games over the last 6 or 7 games. And that is Liverpool, who are running away with it, and Arsenal, who are making a comeback now. So I'm going to leave it right there. Like and subscribe, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Let's try and get this to 2,000 subscribers at the end of the year. And I appreciate all the support and love. And listen, right back at you. Catch up soon. Peace out, man.